This week on We Are Rhonda, we discuss being successfully single, bird dilemmas, dog politics, and more terrible advice for your bad questions. Last week, we helped out William, who left us this warm message. Thanks, William. Please be our Valentine. God damn it, did that fucking text ruin this goddamn audio?
Hello and welcome to this episode of We Are Rhonda, a lifestyle and advice podcast recorded in the parking lot of Joann's Fabrics as we await the start of the Doorbuster Thursday sale. It's Thursday, so you know exactly what that means, don't you? That's time to go get in line, get some clearance from earlier in the week. Lots of pine cones to get your grubby hands all up in. Let your kids run around, prick themselves on some needles while you go talk with the gals.
This is getting out of control.
Yeah. I'm Rhonda.
I'm Rhonda.
And I am Rhonda. And we are Rhonda.
Sorry, I forgot that part. I was like, why aren't you guys talking?
We were no longer here.
You were inside Joann's.
I feel like it's like a significant time of year or something. We had all the holidays already. There was Groundhog's Day. There was a whole Christmas bonanza. I feel like I'm missing something.
Oh my God, you're missing May Day.
It's not even close.
What about April Fool's?
Easter. Oh, this was a trick question. Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's what I was forgetting.
What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day?
I think I'm going to do what I always do, which is cover myself in the freshest honey and roll around on a bed of rose petals.
Ooh, that's sticky.
Mm-hmm.
That's sticky sweet.
And then deliver myself to my neighbor like Neo in the Matrix, like just naked, curled up on their front stoop.
I remember Matrix way differently. I don't remember any scene where Neo is delivering himself to his neighbor.
I think you're thinking of Terminator 2.
Yeah, maybe. Which
was
one
the
is the
one.
Valentine's Day movie?
I think that was Terminator 2.
Okay. I'm going to do that. What are you going to do, Michelle?
I have a tradition that I haven't done in a while. Since I've been technically single for like 8 years, I like to get like 80 of those little mini chocolate liquor bottles and just eat those. And then I'll just like go to all the stores in the surrounding area, just go down the Valentine's Day aisle and just punch all those fucking bears in the face. I like to do it a couple days before Valentine's Day so that it ensures a good group of people are getting bears that have been punched by my fist. I love Valentine's Day. Like, no one knows that their bear has been punched, but I know, and I like that.
Step 1, get blasted.
And just beat the shit out of some bears. It mends all wounds of the heart.
I remember I saw this lady at Toys R Us that was turning over baby strollers. I don't know why, but I guess you can't expect anything different from a Toys R Us in Florida.
Why was she turning them over?
They weren't like boxes, they were display baby strollers, so she would just kind of like push them over. People in Florida do weird shit to babies.
Yeah.
Thank God that this woman took her anger out on babyless strollers. So
This feels like a continuation of the world's shortest, saddest story. Free baby stroller just tipped over.
Oh yeah, I love those like 5-word stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a good one today.
What was it?
I don't know if I can find it. Oh
Wow.
my God. I know. This is so bad.
In the meantime, we can talk about our sponsor, Casper Mattresses.
Don't
We'll
give
put
away
you to
free
sleep.
endorsements.
Please sleep on Casper Mattress.
Please don't. Please sleep in a dumpster.
Who would want a haunted mattress? That's just a stupid idea. That's a young boy who died.
I found my sad story from Craigslist.
Okay.
I was looking in the free section for Rhonda Meets Craig, and I didn't find very many good ones, but I did find this one that I can't tell if it's sad or not, so I need you to help me. It's called Free Pink and Gold Globe Baby Girl Shower. So it's a weird subject. Essentially what it is, it's an actual globe of the earth on a gold stand, and they have spray painted it pink. So it's completely useless. It's no longer a globe of the earth. It's just a pink orb on a stick. In its description, it says, It's an unfinished craft for a baby girl shower.
Is this one of those stupid gender reveal
Does that mean
gimmicks?
I don't know, but the fact that they never finished the craft for this baby shower, is that sad? Did the baby shower not happen?
Or it could be like one of those things like spin the globe and point to where you're going to die. And
But
it's
it's-
always somewhere.
It's always pink.
But it's they hate it.
Point to how your life ends. Oh, this damn kid.
How do you guys feel about children?
I'll tell you how I feel about children just based on if I ever accidentally have a kid, its name is going to be Burden.
Oh.
It sounds like it could actually be a name. Because people are naming their kids like ridiculous shit. So I figured if I
Corvette.
just name my kid Burden, people would be like, oh, my little baby Burden.
It's my little bird.
Yeah,
Fly
yeah.
away, little burden.
Ooh.
So that's how I feel about kids.
Yeah, I'm getting a sense of preparedness.
I am. I'm always prepared. As a woman, you have to always be prepared to accidentally have a child.
Did you guys hear about this brand new species of crawdad? It was formed from this genetic mutation 25 years ago, and it's a brand new species that can clone itself.
Like mitosis?
I don't know. I didn't read the article, but I'm just like, that's...
Yeah, I'm confused.
So was I. It was like, it was early. My eyes still had sleep in them, and I'm just trying to catch up on the day. And then here are these fucking crawdads that
They
can
grow,
just-
mysterious crayfish grows offspring from ovaries.
That is not at all what happens elsewhere in the animal kingdom. What is that article?
I grew in an ovary.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. You grow in the uterus.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're nothing in an ovary. You ain't
You couldn't
shit in
fit.
that ovary.
Except the largest cell in the known in the human
That's
body.
true.
You could see eggs.
I thought that was the skin.
This-
No, that's the largest organ, Donald.
Oh boy.
Not the largest cell.
Boy.
My cell is so dry today. I need some lotion.
That would mean that you have just life-size blobs of yourself all around. 'Cause
I'm imagining one of those bearskin blankets on like a really fancy bed, but it's a human.
I love molting.
let's get a bottle of wine for Valentine's. Let's light a fire and lay out on my shed skin rug.
On my own skin rug.
Did you find any nice things this week on the internet? Because all I found was how to enjoy Valentine's Day alone, a WikiHow article.
Oh, I
Oh
love
God.
WikiHow.
I want to know how to enjoy Valentine's Day alone. Tell us, WikiHow.
Number 1, get some perspective.
No. Pass. What's number 2?
2, love your singleness. I thought it said shingles. Singleness.
Do you or a loved one have shingle?
Yes. And I don't have a loved one, so you fill in the blank.
This Valentine's Day experience shingles alone.
Oh, tell us about Allatoona, Michelle.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's funny, but I think
It's
funny.
not. It's funny to me and Donald and my parents. So there's the commercial for Allatoona. It's like a depression medication. And my mom and dad really love the commercial because of the name Allatoona. That's solely it. They just love hearing the people say Allatoona over and over. And so whenever that commercial comes on, if my dad hears it and my mom's not in the room, he'll be like, Allatoona, honey! Latoona's on! And same with my mom. She'll call him, is the Allatoona call in our house. So if I'm over at their house too and it comes on, I hear from upstairs, Allatoona! Latoona's on! They call us all in to see it. It's not even like a funny commercial or anything. It's just the name. They have another one, but I can't remember what it's called. I should text my mom and see. She'll just randomly text it to me.
I remember me and my friends and most of my family remembered word for word the Sunsetter retractable awning commercial.
Me and Donald's grandparents got that. Do they have the off-brand one though, Donald, or did they get the actual? I think they probably got the actual one
I think they did. There
Yeah.
are no substitutions.
for the Sunsetter.
No.
Awning.
Yeah.
They should be our sponsor.
They should. And the shark vacuum. Oh my God, my mom texted me the other prescription that they love.
Okay.
Farxiga. Latuda and Farxiga, honey. It's on.
Are these medications that can help me through this Valentine's season?
Most certainly. Especially Latuda.
Yeah.
I don't know what Farxiga does. It's spelled Farxiga. I don't know why my mom knows the exact spelling of something that's pronounced Farxiga. I had to text her to ask her how to pronounce that. Because I know they scream it in their home, so they definitely know how it's pronounced.
Made in partnership with AstraZeneca.
Could Farxiga maybe be a nearsightedness?
Oh my god, if it was, I would want it.
As far as I can see, ga, it's the pill for me, ga. Farxiga, honey. Diabetes.
Get some.
Here's some more tips for you. Write a list of all the good points about being single, which is absolutely when your friend is over, your one friend looking through your journal, finding this list of reasons why it's okay that you're single.
Yeah, but Valentine's Day is a farce. And a fart. I hate Valentine's Day regardless of if I'm in a relationship or not, just because I think it's stupid. Mm-hmm. But the day after Valentine's Day is when the party really starts. In the candy aisle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. I totally agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really the only positive about Valentine's Day. But
you gotta get it quick because it's
oh.
Easter soon, and
exactly. They just try to push that V-Tines out the door. But other than that positive, what are the positives of being single?
You have a lot of free time to think about how single you are.
I have enough of that.
You don't have to make compromises because nothing matters in your life, and
that's a good point. You don't have to worry about someone else's problems.
I enjoy that bit, to be completely honest, because this is a handful right here that I'm dealing with. And it's just kind of there's a bushel of situations that come up. I kind of like having the time to roll with them as they decide to express themselves. Like, oh, I had no idea I was so bad at communicating.
I feel like my positive list would be very negative. It would be like, I have my own problems to deal with. I don't need anyone else's. And I don't have to bring anyone else down with my own problems.
Yeah, you should show your concrete boots to any potential suitor before you jump in the lake, I think.
Then you can die.
You can die.
And if they come in with you, that's totally fine. That's on them. Was that a dark metaphor? Yeah, that was a dark metaphor.
No, it's Valentine's Day and it's perfect.
If people choose to rub your singleness in your face on Valentine's Day, be strong and reply with compassion. I like being single.
Ew, that's so gross.
I get to choose
I love
how
me.
I want to live without having to make compromises, meals, or even the bed. And you might wish to mention that statistics reveal that half the community is single, with 51% of women, for example, living without a spouse.
Oh my god. And I don't need to make my bed. I don't need to brush my teeth. I don't need to shave my legs. I don't need to wash my dishes. I live in filth. I'm happy. I love it. Goodbye.
You see this dish? I throw it away when I'm done.
It's a science experiment at this point, and so am I.
That's just how we need to feel on Valentine's Day to get through whatever feelings we're feeling that day.
Well, according to this author, half the community is single.
You want to know why? It's because straight men are the worst. I should go through my dating profile and just read to you like the first message that I find.
Paul and Aaron are having a Halloween party for Valentine's Day, and I think it's a really nice sort of macabre way to celebrate.
them.
Maybe we should share some horror stories. Ooh, I'm going to add in some thunder right here.
Wait, can we actually add thunder sound effects? That'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is over. It's Halloween now. I just read the first message, and it just says, what color... Well, it just says, what color is your kitty? But the funny thing is, I don't mention that I have a cat in my profile. That's just the first one. I mean, I could read any number of these and they're all just as terrible. This says, "Hey, what's your name? And mine is Jessie. I think you are very interesting and beautiful. I would love to see you and conversate with you and hope that you are interested as well
Pass.
as I am, baby."
Is he cute though?
No. None of these
Okay.
are. I'm just here for
The freak show.
I'm here for the freak show. It's basically like going to a free circus because I have no faith in any of this.
So here's a segment. It'll start with a gong. Welcome to When We Are Queens, the segment where we discuss the new rules under our rule. First rule,
All men must turn in their login information for every dating website they have
and they will be turned over and read aloud
in front of their mothers.
in front of their
That's a good
mothers.
And then they have to apologize to their mother.
You're just assuming that they need to apologize.
I'm 100% certain they need to apologize.
We decree gong sound.
Is that just one rule? Is that just the one rule of our reign?
That's one. I mean, this is a process. We're gonna keep adding rules.
Okay. Wait, are we three
But
queen?
it's when we are queens. When we are queens, we'll have these rules lined up.
When we reshape the fabric of society, these will be the new ground rules, and they can be anything. Do you have one, Eli?
Yeah. Let me go into a story. I was just about to say, like, this is like a really like down, depressing podcast about Valentine's Day sucking, but like, there's like little tiny things you could do to make someone's Valentine's Day better, and like, it's.
Why would you ever want to do that?
You can French kiss the mailman.
That's like step 4. 1, don't message women and call them baby the first message. Can that be like the biggest gong ever? Just like, don't call me baby.
We decree nobody
That's a good
calls me
rule.
baby.
I feel like that goes along with our first rule, though, because we're going to be monitoring that. And I think one of the things in the high court that they're reading to their mother is their chat history with every woman they've ever spoken to.
What are the penalties for overusing the term baby?
Death.
Yeah, and it's not overusing. It's the first time we find you using it, it's death.
Just like control F
can't
that
use it
chat
first.
Okay,
log.
Michelle got a message on Tinder that says baby and has no prior relationship with this person. Soon.
Do I
It is
call
too
him
soon.
my father? Every time someone calls me baby, I'm going to just say dad, question mark? Is that you?
It is kind of weird if you think about the metaphor of a dating app. It's sort of meant to stand in place of a location that you would maybe normally meet somebody. And if you don't go up to anybody, I pray to God, and say, hey, baby, just think of how it would sound coming out of your mouth.
You know how many times that happened to me in New York when I was alone and
do
walking?
tell.
I was
Oh, yeah, you
walking
got catcalled like crazy, right?
by all of the NYPD who were standing on the street. It was on 9/11.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
It
so
was
they
on
were all
9/11,
out.
and so all the cops were out, and they were all just lined up, just receiving handshakes and praise. They were like young kids my age who were in 5th grade on 9/11. They were just out there just taking all the thanks and flowers, and it was
me.
gross to me
yeah.
because these same men who are out there protecting us were catcalling me as I walked down the street. But yeah, it ruined my day.
You told me
It was
about that.
appalling.
And that was like so surprising to me because I didn't get catcalled not even once, like by any of these NYPD.
That's bullshit. Well, were you wearing like really tight bike shorts?
Yes.
What? That's crazy then.
You know how I love my bike shorts.
Yeah.
I know.
I was sucking a lollipop and like rollerblading down the street and in my booty shorts.
Gross.
Not even one little acknowledgement that you're doing that.
Okay, wait, but back on topic, my decree. There should be one compliment given out per person per day for any reason.
That's really cute.
On Valentine's Day specifically, that would be a huge help to a lot of people who maybe are feeling a little bit down.
I love that. And I don't use that word lightly.
Also, the best compliment that I've ever received is that you smell good.
I don't know. I've received that compliment in like,
The weird way.
no, not like when I'm like, you know, you're just like with someone romantically, I guess. And they're like, oh, wow, you smell good. I think it's weird if it's a stranger.
This points to, I think, a more important rule for this new society. You should smell good. There should
Everyone
be,
should
yeah,
smell
just smell good.
Just don't smell bad. Just don't smell bad. It's
Just don't
easy.
smell bad. Okay. Eli decrees 1 compliment a day to
But no
per
creepy
person.
compliments.
Yeah, please. No.
And
yeah.
what was the other one? That was yours.
Smell good. Don't smell bad. Gone.
Yeah, we're going to make the world a better place when we're queens.
We are queens, but not recognized publicly as queens.
It's a
Thank you
shame.
for basking in our kingdom. We hope you come back and smell nicer next time.
We have some questions.
Yeah, let's get to them.
Let's hop into Help Me Rhonda. The questions that we got this week, they're kind of aggravating me. They're not asking for advice, a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like, what do you think about this topic?
Please,
So-
real questions. You need help, and Rhonda
We're here to
has,
help.
Yeah.
Rhonda has it. You know how many
Yeah.
people Rhonda's helped in her life? Probably a lot.
A good handful, a heaping handful.
Baker's dozen souls saved from the brink.
This first one I'm going to read is advice. This person definitely needs advice. So Justin asks, I found a dead bird. What am I supposed to do? A fun thing that I've always wanted to do is get into taxidermy. I watched this My Strange Addiction episode where this lady was obsessed with collecting roadkill and stuff and then just saving it in her freezer till she was ready to taxidermize it. So I think that could be a fun thing, but then you'd have maybe an obsession like this lady did and just have a house full of dead animals.
You have to have a very strong constitution, though, to keep a dead animal inside your property long enough to taxiderm it. Because I found a squirrel once, and it was a freshly hit squirrel, totally intact. And I knew that Michelle wanted to explore this side of the afterlife. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and put on a glove and swing that squirrel by the tail into my garage. I put it on a piece of cardboard. So that way, it didn't putrefy and leave a stain or anything. But a week passed, and then 2 weeks, and
No, and I never got the squirrel.
we never got the squirrel. But also I was like, what the hell am I doing? Why is this? I'd grab my bike and I'd have to hold my breath to
Oh my
get it out of the
God.
garage. Any outside observer watching the situation would have seen a squirrel get hit, disappear suddenly for 2 weeks, and then return back to where it was in completely a different state, smelling like hell.
Oh, I have some experience with rotting corpses. We had this snake when I was growing up, and it was a pretty big, ball python. It was pretty massive. We went to go get it rats or bunnies or whatever. We had to feed it. And on our way to the pet store, or rather when we were inside the pet store getting the food, I guess the snake was strong enough to pop the latches off the top of this cage where the metal grate was sitting on top. And it just pushed that thing open. And we didn't find the snake until 2 weeks later. That snake,
Oh no, I can't do that.
that snake went into the air conditioning and sat
no,
there
no,
and
no.
died. Died, and we didn't find it for
No.
2 weeks. I was driving with my mom to school, and I would just
That-
smell this
yeah.
garbage in the air conditioning. We had no idea why it was there until one day my mom doesn't like handling corpses or anything really, and she had me take a vacuum cleaner and suck out this snake corpse, and all you saw when it came out was this reverse body of a snake with its skin and entrails following behind it, and all you heard was and so besides the smell, I had to suck up the snake for 5 minutes, and all I was hearing was gurgling, bloody, just like and so, yeah. And then we sold the car afterwards because it still smelled.
Free snake with every purchase.
Oh, Florida is the. Oh, that's so Florida.
I want to apologize to this snake because I've never gotten the chance. I'm sorry that you had the drive and motivation to escape the cage before you needed to eat.
I appreciate
You were
that.
dedicated and I guess wise because you knew that you were in a cage and that you didn't want to be in a cage anymore. But you didn't have to die in our vacuum system or AC system.
No.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's a really sad story. I have a sad story too. And actually, this sad story answers the question, I think. So I had this evil neighbor when I was growing up, and he was Czechoslovakian. His name was Marin Lipovac. I'm calling him out right now. I hope he's in jail. He used to make me watch him kill animals.
Oh my God.
And, well, he killed a giant clam in front of me one day.
Where did
and
you
then
get this clam?
He
What?
got it from the lake that he thought he drove 20 minutes from Iowa and got to the ocean, but it was actually a lake because he's an idiot. But one day he made me watch him kill a baby bird. Me and my brother found a nest of baby birds that had fallen out of the tree, and some of them had already died, but there was a survivor, and he made us watch him throw a board over it and stomp it to death. And me and my brother were like bawling. We were crying and sobbing and screaming, "No, don't kill it!" We couldn't do anything because he was bigger than us and he made us watch him do it. So afterwards, we threw a funeral for this baby bird. So I think that's what you need to do. Justin, you need to throw a funeral for this baby bird.
What kind of ceremony is appropriate for?
We just buried it. We thought that was sufficient. I don't know if we like said anything because we were still like pretty torn up about it. We were like just sobbing and digging a hole. We were just
my
crying
God.
and burying this bird.
Like Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah, he was absolutely evil and despicable.
And now he works in finance.
Now he works for Wells Fargo with all those other crooks.
Is he the one who stole all your media?
No, his sister did. Yelna. Oh, God, I hate this story so much, but it comes up a lot. She was my friend because we were similar in age. That's the only reason we were friends. And proximity. She was my neighbor. So she would come over a lot. And one day she decided that she needed to borrow all of my movies and all of my CDs. And it was back in the times where you had to go to the store and purchase your music on a CD, Eli.
I've had to do this before.
We also had everything on VHS. So she took all my Disney movies, all my Britney Spears CDs, my Michael Jackson CDs, and she didn't even know who Michael Jackson was, but she needed all of my CDs. And so I was like, that's okay. If you want to just borrow them, you're my neighbor. I can get them back quite easily. The next day, they were gone, and we found out they had moved to Chicago with all of my CDs. And all of my movies. Yelena Lipovec, I want all my shit back and I'm coming for you, bitch. You know what I did? I befriended her on Facebook very recently so that I would know where she was. Keep your enemies close.
Do you want to say any like goodbyes to any specific CDs that Yelna has taken?
All of my Britney Spears. So Hit Me Baby One More Time. Oops, I Did It Again. The third one.
Wait, can I just add for Justin, you need to call the police. Just 911.
Just call the police.
This is an end of life situation, and I think that's the appropriate.
That's true. There was a death.
A bird is not the most significant of God's creatures, but it still deserves the full extent of the emergency response services that we have to offer it. So
Amen.
call it in. Also, somebody found a bird and gave it to me, a parakeet. And I don't know how to care for a parakeet. I put a blanket over its cage because it wouldn't shut up. I was trying to be very gentle with this. And I was like, I bet it's hungry the next morning. It finally calmed down and I went to go give it some food. And I lifted the blanket off of its cage and it like kind of slowly opened up one of its eyes, saw what I was, like this hungry looking monkey invading its cage space. And suddenly it's light. And so I guess I'm a god too. I can control the light. It started like shivering and it just died. Like, right there.
You scared it to death.
It just died. I was like, no, don't shock or
Change your
something.
mind.
So I was like, no, here, have some water, and I think it drowned. Yeah, we named it Nancy Botwin. I put it in a box on the front porch, and I totally forgot to bury that bird. So you probably should bury that bird.
Bury that bird.
Bury that bird.
Bury the bird, Justin. If you don't do it, no one will.
Yeah.
The police will put it in a shoebox and forget about it.
You don't want that bird's last stop to be the evidence room or the morgue, which is where
You want
it's
it to
going.
be the earth or the garbage can.
Bury the bird.
In conclusion, bury the bird. Next question. Dear Rhondas, now that we as a species have made telephone booths and libraries obsolete, what new businesses do you see a need for in our future? Signed, Cincinnati fan.
Wait, can we say hi to Cincinnati? Like, hi, thank you, Cincinnati. Like,
What up, Cincinnati?
yeah, none of us are there.
I think I have a real answer
Yeah.
for this question asker. The answer is look to where there is the most need.
Vape juice stores.
Yeah. You know what you're always running out of is vape juice. Why not open a vape juice store? I bet you've got a Kinko's that went out of business within walking distance from your house. Why not buy up a bunch of just different types of vape juices, put them on some shelves, get like an ocean light for that store, and play some calming music.
How often have you gone to go to FedEx Kinko's, wanted to print a poster, maybe 20 of the same poster, but then also ran out of vape juice?
You can rip some sick cotton, printing your poster that is rad as hell for your wall, because there's nothing on it except that blanket you draped over your window. And plus, you can probably pick up a really dope water pipe.
Okay, so I think we answered the question. Buy a Kinko's.
Turn it into
a vape shop.
Turn it into a Kinko's vape shop.
You know what else is lacking in today's world?
What?
Happiness.
Wow.
How do you turn happiness into a business?
Allatoona, honey.
You know what? You're right. That is happiness in a pill. I feel like this is an advice question in the sense that they're looking to invest in a new business opportunity. What would someone in Cincinnati need?
Yeah, what is their sports team?
The Bengals?
So then my second question is, what is a Bengal?
Is it the Cincinnati Bengals?
Here's a few ideas for you. I don't know what a Bengal is. But if it's a tiger, then I'm going to just picture a tiger.
Open a zoo.
Open a zoo.
It's all tigers.
Get the tigers that are left over from magicians who just retired and didn't want to do it anymore.
Who just threw them in the dumpster.
Just left them to roam around the streets of Las Vegas.
And all the staff at your zoo is retired NFL players.
Right.
Donald. They teach the tigers how to play football. They teach the tigers how to throw a sick-ass spiral.
Oh, that would be such an intense game. I would watch that kind of football.
I would too. That's like Air Bud, but way better.
Way faster, way more dangerous. Twice the romance.
Oh, Cincinnati fan, are we pleasing you right now with this business opportunity? I think we've sufficiently answered your question. And then some.
Check it out. At this zoo and in the stadium of this zoo surrounding the
field.
The field. I don't know anything about sports.
Range.
Clearly. What do you get?
The football court.
The football court?
Yeah. The football diamond.
Don't serve hot dogs. Serve raw meat.
Ooh.
And Bengal bagels, which are like tiger striped bagels.
I like that idea.
With raw meat
This
on
is such
them.
a good parallel, too, because, tiger football isn't that different from a bunch of humans yelling at other humans being badly brain damaged through sports.
Aw, could you imagine how cuddly a concussion tiger would be? The little Troy Aikman of tigers. And they just put him in front of the TV or in front of the camera to talk to people because it's funny at this point to just watch him try to speak.
Wait, is that what they do to Troy Aikman?
Well, yeah, that's the way I see it. Is he has 87 concussions. And so now he's the sportscaster for all the shows because it's kind of funny.
He's been concussed to hell.
You're not laughing with him, are you?
I'm not.
Well,
Because he's not laughing. I mean, it's fine. He's good at his job, but it's really funny because he'll just sometimes space out, and you know why.
It's because of that large black spot growing in his hypothalamus.
Whatever. He's way rich. I can say what I want.
Yeah, no, you can. No, that's true.
No disrespect. He was a great football player or whatever.
So here's a business opportunity. Instead of letting these tigers get badly damaged and concussed, don't.
Maybe they just learn. They go through the sports training, but they never actually play a game. It's just all about the show. Anyways, I think the zoo idea is really good. And I
Yeah.
think that the retired Bengals sports heroes need to teach tigers how to play. And I think that's a really good
and get them into the
business.
NFL.
And-
Get
oh my
that
God.
team into.
Oh my God.
That team's going to the Super Bowl. Humans versus tigers.
No, just one tiger. I just want tiger, just one scared, confused tiger wondering why there are 40 large men
Hundreds
surrounding
of thousands
it.
of people screaming.
Just
And Justin
hollering.
Timberlake.
I would be
Oh.
in those stands eating my raw meat and screaming through it at that tiger.
Man.
I think it can do it. I think it can go all the way. Give it
So-
110%, maybe anything.
You're welcome, Cincinnati viewer.
Yeah.
That's a great question, and you have
Yeah.
$1 million business.
You're so
yeah.
welcome. That's probably my favorite. We have another question, and this one's definitely not advice. I can't see how this could possibly be asking for advice. I can't twist it
I'm
any
good at twisting.
way.
Let's do this.
But the question is, do you think dogs should be able to vote? Why or why not? That was asked by William.
Thanks, William. If you're feeling that you don't have the motivation to go and vote yourself, then maybe
I don't think that's what he's asking at all.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he's asking if dogs should be able to choose who they're voting for. And I think the answer is no. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Logically, definitely not.
this is gonna be one of those moments where like people in like the future will look back on this podcast and be like, "Oh my god, that's so racist! I can't believe they said that," and they're gonna wonder, "Wow, I can't believe they're so racist towards dogs."
Hey,
Oh, this was only 5 years ago that dogs couldn't vote? That's insane. I was going to say dogs should absolutely not be able to vote because you know a dog is not going to vote for the honest man.
he's going to vote for the one with food.
Yeah, he's gonna vote for the guy with the most bacon in his
Oh,
pockets.
I disagree. I think that dogs are an excellent source of finding character. My dogs have only ever loved the best person in the household, which is me. Actually, okay, I get your point. I get.
Because you always had the most bacon in your pockets, didn't you?
I had spaghetti in my pockets, but that's a different story too. So
This is the thought experiment. Your dog is in charge of deciding your civil liberty of whether or not you have to stay outside the house tonight or you can come in.
Do not give the dog the right to vote.
you
Do
shit,
not
you
do
shit
it.
on the floor, and you need to be punished.
You shit on the floor and the dog saw it and you tried to act like it wasn't you, but who else could it have been? You were the only one here all day. So
Ooh, dogs can vote, but only for dogs. Why can't we just have a president of the dogs?
because they are pack animals, right?
Right.
And they have
As are humans.
there's always a leader in a pack, and so it stands to reason that there would be the leader of the dogs.
Right. Like humans as a species, we have a president. Dogs as a species, if they are asking for the right to vote, they need to be voting for their own species.
But in this world, dogs can watch TV and also, I guess, watch that little convention that they have in Rockefeller Center, where all the pieces of who's a Democratic state and who's a Republican state come together.
I
That's
think
what
you
we're
mean
assuming.
Republican. Sorry.
Democratic.
Ew, don't vote for the Democrats.
Democrats and Republicans. Oh my god, seriously, this is like the puppy bowl.
I would love to watch the formation of Dog Society. Okay, so what are some issues that are important to dogs?
Legality of sniffing buttholes.
Yeah, is it assault?
Is it assault? It's like breastfeeding in public. Well, which is another topic for dogs. I mean, maybe they want to breastfeed in public.
Maybe they want to be naked all the time. I think there would be a real hawkish candidate because I think one of the most important issues to every dog that I've known is what the hell was that? What the hell was that noise?
Yeah, so the question at the debate is going to be, what the hell was that noise? You have 3 minutes to respond. And then another question would just be a doorbell ringing, and then they get to respond for 3 minutes. But the crowd is going crazy. Another question is, do you want to go for a walk?
Can we have some like really, really handsome dog to replace Anderson Cooper, or is it just gonna be?
Yeah.
Or is it just gonna be Anderson Cooper?
It's a blue-eyed husky.
Ooh, yeah.
And a collie. Hosting this debate for
Just two beauties.
Collie and Conway.
what who's a good boy?
That's a good one.
This is so cute.
Do you want a treat?
Are we trivializing dog issues? What if, like, the real debates are like, I really think I need more space, and people are just fucking breeding us out of control, and we have a population issue and a homeless issue. We need to talk about this shit, not about who's a good boy.
But do you know, unless it's the single issue voters, it's never going to be like a mainstream topic. It's always a populist movement with dogs, because the moment that you say who's a good boy, they all just flock to that side. I mean, they can't all be good boys, or can they? They can be.
They definitely are. They're also good. I don't know who to vote for.
Yeah, I wouldn't dare vote in the dog election.
Well, we're not allowed, so we don't have to worry about that.
See, and that's part of what I feel like
Shucks.
is beautifully designed by our forefathers for us, is that we don't have to experience that burden. Another question: where the hell did that go?
Good.
I think we've come full circle on this issue, on this question. I mean, in order to run for dog office, you have to be 35, which is at least like 2 years old for a dog.
I thought it was 7 years per human year.
It is.
Okay, well,
So you'd have to be 4.
you got to be 4 to
3
run.
and a half. Wait,
Okay.
4.
Yeah. Okay. So once you're 5 years of dog age, you can vote, and then that's the answer.
You
to
can
your question.
run. No, you
Yes.
can run.
Oh, you can run for president, but
Yeah.
you have to be at least 3 to vote.
Yeah, I've come around. How about you guys? What do you think?
Dogs can vote.
Dogs can vote for dogs.
Dogs can vote for dogs.
Oh yeah, let's
Yes.
clarify
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. That's a
Dogs cannot vote for humans because it's all about the bacon. Thank you, everybody, for listening to We Are Rhonda. And remember, if you have questions that need our advice, please send them to wearerhonda@gmail.com.
and don't
And-
forget to subscribe.
Subscribe. You may follow us on the Twitter
We've tweeted.
at We Are Rhonda. We've tweeted a few times. But we now have a Facebook that I don't think we mentioned in our last broadcast. We have a Facebook. It's We Are Rhonda Podcast because We Are Rhonda was taken. And I think it's by like some little girl. I'm not even kidding.
Aw.
I tried to get just We Are Rhonda, but it's
We are going to
Rhonda
liquidate that
Podcast.
asset for sure.
Yeah, we are. We're going to bring that little girl down. We have started making promotional video teasers for our future episodes, which are really fun, I think. Promo video coming soon. Next episode dropping Thursday. It's always on Thursday. Don't forget to set your calendars.
Also, we have a YouTube. You can listen to us on
Oh,
YouTube
yeah.
now because we upload our podcast there. And also, you can watch our teaser videos freely on that
And
website.
also some beautiful graphics by Eli. Thank you, Eli.
Who is that?
He has done wonderful work on our graphics. I'm blown away every time he throws something at us. It's so pretty, and I love it.
You're welcome.
So anyway, happy Valentine's Day. It's okay to be single. Just embrace your singleness.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yes, do it.
I'm convinced that my boss thinks I'm in a romantic relationship with my cat. And the reason for this, we had a potluck at work, which never ever happens. So we never get like the group of gals together to just chit chat around a table, which is what we did. And everyone was talking about joint bank accounts or separate bank accounts for their spouses. And me being the only single person in my entire office, really. I just said, well, lucky for me, I just have my cat. And we just have the one account. And so, because at this point I've kind of just given in to the fact that, yeah, she's my lover, and
You're in a
And
lesbian
whatnot.
relationship with 2 scoops
With-
of ice cream.
I am.
What color is your cat?
What color is your kitty?
Don't call her a cat. She's my partner.
What? Oh, that makes it even worse. What color is your partner?
Oh no. Okay, goodbye everybody.
It's so nice knowing you.